the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another start to an outstanding season as OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series brings you their 7th season here tonight as they kick it off at Daytona for the Daytona 250. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me for the first time, I'm very excited about this one, I have the legendary Jimmy Crow. Jimmy, how you doing tonight?
All doing good, sir. Been waiting for this season opener. OP's an amazing league. These guys are going to put on a show. Some of the best super speedway racing, and I'm ready for it.
Well, man, Jimmy, I'm excited for it, and couldn't think of a better person to help me kick this one off. In fact, I probably couldn't think of a whole lot of people I'd rather be doing this with, but we do also have in the booth with us the league owners now, as the league has gone through some changes in the off season, and we're going to be joined by Derek Conley here. And so Derek, hello, welcome. How you doing?
Hey Jimmy, hey KR, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing outstanding. And so to kick off the season, as has become a tradition of sorts, we have a special announcement to make. And so Derek, here you are for that announcement. But before we do that, Jimmy, you got some questions to talk about the league.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Derek. Appreciate y'all having me in the booth tonight. Big question I wanted to have is on the 16 drivers now being available for the chase. I think that was a great move. It's going to be a lot of people getting in on points. That's really going to make these stages really important. So it's really going to be a race within a race. Did y'all have that in mind?
Yes, sir. Appreciate the kind words about that, man. Josh and I got to talking shortly before the end of last season how we can make every single race count and mean more. And we got to looking at our season. We have 16 races. Now, granted, we've always had multiple race winners, but we got to thinking, what if we had 16 winners? That format we had before, it held us great and it did amazing up to this point. We just wanted to try something different. So with 16 races, we said, let's bring in 16 drivers to the first round of the playoffs. What that's going to do is, just like you said, if we have a multiple winner or many multiple winners like we have in the past, it's going to make points mean that much more. And anybody who races the minimum, which is 50% of the races, they could come in and just really knock it out of the park on all the races that they're in and make it, as long as they're in that top 16. So it just makes every race and every single point mean that much more. It should make for much more exciting racing for you all. It should make much more fuller fields for us week in and week out. And it's a little test. We're going to see how it works, but I have a good feeling about it, and I believe it's going to do really well.
Oh, yes, I really think it's really going to intensify that stage. You know, everybody that's going to be in the hunt wanting that playoff berth is really going to be trying to get them stage points. So it's going to be 2 races in one and then coming down to the grand finale. So it's really going to be exciting. I really think that was a really good move on y'all's part.
Appreciate that, man. We've put a lot, Josh and I put a lot of work and thought into what we felt we needed to do to help the league grow. Everything from the start of the league to this point has been great. Everybody here's had a blast. We just wanted to see what we could do, like I said, to make it grow. We don't want to stay stagnant. we've got something great. And I know the old saying goes, "It's not broke, don't fix it." But you have to grow, to advance, to keep interest, and to just make things better for everybody all around.
Yes, and y'all should be very proud from somebody that keeps an eye on everything super speedway and iRacing. When these OP guys show up in any server, any event, they're going to give you the business. They got to be dealt with. They're winning races. And it's just the talent, the group you got, the talented drivers. I mean, right now, they're the top dogs. I told Gabe Butler coming over here, you want a challenge? Monday nights is where to be, and he's here. So it's going to be awesome. Awesome group of rookies. I appreciate everything y'all do. As a fan, hit that like and subscribe button. Turn 3 Racing Network. We're ready to go. OP. Let's go.
Well, there you have it. Some league insight. But now, Derek, we have some league business to attend to as well. So what do you got for us?
Well, KR, we've kind of made it a tradition the past 2 going on 3 seasons now to induct a new member to what is known as the OP Superspeedway Series League Hall of Fame. Current members of the Hall of Fame are Rick Seabrands, Hunter Reynolds, Robert Duvendak, Josh Milam, and me, Derek Conley. This year, we're only inducting 1 person. We kind of got a bunch of guys in there as of now. We've got 5 members. And we all, as a Hall of Fame committee, kind of sat back and looked, and we're like, okay, we could do that, and that would only sustain for like 5 more seasons. And at that point, almost all the members would be in the league. So what we're looking at doing now is once a season, we'll induct a new member. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read off some stats to the newest member, Class 3, Class of 2001, Season 8 of the OP Hall of Fame. This driver has 305 career OP starts, 23 career wins, 133 top 5s, 211 top 10s. That's impressive enough in itself, but this man also has 6 Monday night wins, which, as anybody can tell you that's in this league, winning on Monday nights is nothing to, smirk at. It is difficult to win with all these hungry guys out there. All that's impressive. Not only that, he's the Season 6 Grand National Champion, the Season 7 Butt Kicker Truck Series Champion, and the newly crowned Season 8 Butt Kicker Series Champion. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the newest member of the OP Hall of Fame, Mark Mann. Mark,
yo,
congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You are the newest member of the OP Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. I was just listening to it. I guess there's a delay. I heard my starts and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got it. And pretty humbled with all the great talent and all the other nominees. That's pretty cool.
Well, Mark, an introduction into the Hall of Fame, just being nominated, when I got nominated was pretty cool, but you taking it one step further and you have gone into the Hall of Fame. And so for that, we do our usual.
I appreciate it. Thanks to all the committee members and, OP and the admins this season, Derek and Josh and my teammates at Alliance Motorsports, and to join, Derek Conley, Josh Milam, Duvendak, Hunter, and Rick. That's pretty special, man. And I'm pretty humbled by it. And, and thank the fans and Mara, who's here every week. And thank you guys at Turn 3. I'm pretty sweet, actually. I didn't expect to get in just because of the guys that were there. And honestly, I thought there was one guy that would probably have gotten in before me. And I'm just, to be recognized by your peers is pretty special. Pretty happy about that.
All right, Mark. Well, man, congratulations. Mark, Derek, we know you guys got to get ready for qualifying. So before we send you off, Derek, any other things you'd like to throw at Mark?
No, Mark, I just wanted to say welcome, man. You've earned it. I've told you this for about a year now, that I felt deep down in my heart that you have earned this place, and I'm excited to share this with you now. This is something that, like you say constantly, one day after a while, we're all going to look back and just see this as a pleasant memory.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I'm glad to be able to be up here in the booth, and I'm glad to be the one to announce your induction.
And you know what? I'm having you announce it was pretty special too, Derek. Always looked up to you. And before I was even racing, I was watching you. You were the guy with the war paint on his face on turn 3, or maybe.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I'm like, who is that guy? And you were good. Like, man, I want to be a part of that. And when I first got in iRacing, I wanted to be a part of OP. So now I'm very proud of this, and I'm very happy, and I appreciate it.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. Gentlemen, we'll let you go. Qualifying, getting ready to start. So good luck here tonight in your races.
Thank you, bro.
Congratulations, Mark.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Mann inducted into the OP Racing Hall of Fame. And a good call there by the league admins to only start doing one at a time. We do get 2 seasons, not 2 full seasons, but 22 races a year, about 20, 23, 24 week long season. And it wouldn't be too long before we ran out of drivers.
Oh, yes, sir. And also, Mark only had 6 DNFs in all those starts and 0 provisionals. That tells you he's dedicated to this league, and he loves that league. He's an awesome driver, and congratulations, Mark.
All right, so with that being said, we are just going to wait for everyone to switch over to qualifying while they're out on the track. Right now, Mark Vega does have the fastest lap times. And Derek Conley sitting in second on the speed chart. Will Weber third, Duvendak in fourth, and David Booth rounding out the top 5. That is in the pack. So we'll see how qualifying goes when it starts here. And Jimmy, let's give some of our new listeners a little bit of background for you. Most people know my background. I can't hold a steering wheel, so now I hold a microphone. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sir, I've never been much of a driver. I've always been a host. I've always tried to provide good racing for everybody. We got big history with OP. A lot of guys that ran with me from the start ran in OP. We'd watch every Monday night. We've been watching KR with OP. KR is OP. He's been their man since back 2018. And, you know, everything I've ever got's been because of the guys I race with me. And a lot of them race in this league, and this league is awesome. Like I say, I look forward to Monday nights watching these guys race because they put on a good show.
They do put on a good show, and we're going to get another outstanding season in this year. As I mentioned, 22 races throughout this season, 16 races in the regular season, and then there is going to be broke down to the top 16 drivers, or maybe not necessarily the top 16 in points, but the 16 chase contenders, and then the rounds of eliminations will begin, and that is when it finally boils down to just one driver standing on top of the heap. As the 99 gets some good air, he's going to land on top of a big heap with that one. So with qualifying getting ready to roll out, I'm going to see who's going to open up this season on pole position. Logan Helton, quite the fast driver in qualifying. He'd be somebody to keep an eye on who can put it on pole, but he's not necessarily going to be the fastest one. Qualifying, not really. Shouldn't say we're qualifying. I forgot. We ran the duels already.
Oh, yes, sir.
I completely forgot about that. It's in my notes right here. And, man, good thing I'm a broadcaster, not a driver.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gabe Butler, the rookie, will be starting on the pole. The last rookie to start on the pole was Jimmy Crow and then Mr. Rob. The only 3 rookies to start on the pole. Their first OP race.
So as the drivers are starting to take their spots on the grid, let's go ahead and run down our starting lineup for tonight's race. I can hit the right buttons, if it'll even show up. And it looks like my side of things has frozen. That's always fun. We'll try and get that to you as soon as we can. There we go. Now the grid's working. Gabe Butler, Logan Helton on row 1. Row number 2 going to be Hunter Reynolds and Andy Bergente. Row 3, Daniel Holloway and Jimmy Reynolds. Row 4 going to be Dan Harrington and Rick Seabrand. Row 5 going to be Robert Dubendak and Les Levy. Row 6 going to be James Mayer and Will Weber. Row 7, Cody Ober and Mark Mann. Aspen Belvin and Casey Gilchrist in row 8. Row 9 will be Jeffrey Crosby and Zach Fritsch. Bob Lacavera and Sean McCara in row 10. Row 11 will be Peter DeBorgia and Chris McCullough. Row 12, David Booth and David Overstreet. And bringing up the last half of the field, Dave Hunt, Travis Elliott. Row 19 going to be, row 14 going to be Eric Laurie and Rodney Cobb. Adam Evans, Alex Green, row 15. Row 16 will be Mark Vega and Randall Cobb. Robert Payne, Sean McCarrick, and then Sean Stevens and Derek Conley. And the last few rows here for this one is not going to work. Oh boy, it's going to be a fun one. Already starting off with some issues here tonight as the green flag flies for the first time here tonight. Gabe Butler in the 88 machine rolls out to turn number 1. Season 7 is underway. We have quite the field here tonight. 36 cars in this session. 3 stages coming your way here for this one.
It's going to be action-packed, big field. Everybody's got to play their strategy.
Already a couple cars dropping down below the yellow line. 3 cars going to do so down the back straightaway as we look at our race info here. Some new faces. We talked about the expanded chase field. Same format as far as 3 stages per race. And here tonight, we expect an 18-lap fuel run. So Gabe Butler going to come around and lead the first lap. And he is going to score himself already a lap led as a rookie. But man, does he have a very tough driver right behind him, the 26, Hunter Reynolds.
Yes, sir, the defending champion. He's won 3 of the last 4 championships. Experienced driver. He's got a good pusher.
Side by side, we're going to go now into turns 3 and 4. The 21 of Daniel Holloway working that outside lane with his teammate James Mayer. There's just 2 cars there, but the 4 machine of Rick Seabrand's trying to get up to his teammates. Alliance Motorsports starting to form up in that outside lane.
Yes, sir, KR. Looks like they're minding their P's and Q's. They're kind of waiting for that first pit stop. I figure a lot of the guys will hit pit road as soon as that fuel window opens. Just position themselves for the end of that stage.
A little bit deep in the field, we're going to go on board with the gyro cam. Logan Helton in the 63. Logan finding himself in a little bit of a quagmire here, but still very early on, and everyone being very cautious. Single file, a lot of cars down on the bottom lane, and Logan not making too many moves just yet, tucked in behind the 28 machine of Derek Conley and staying right there through the tri-oval.
Yeah, I figure the kid will, him and Mr. Derek will make their move when it's go time, getting close when everybody starts pitting. They're going to start pushing hard to make up some ground. They'll be a force to be reckoned with by the end of this stage.
Daniel Holloway in the 21, sliding down in front of the 88 of Gabe Butler. Sean McCarrick setting the fastest lap of the race so far last time around. We'll see if everyone is still gaining speed or if we have gotten up to maximum speed. It usually takes about 3 laps before we really start seeing these cars at full tilt. And the 21 machine now leading the charge here. 2 drivers did not make it out onto the grid, Mark Vega and Dan Harrington. So we're down to 34 drivers. Dan Harrington did step into the YouTube chat, said that he thought he was going to miss the grid, and he has, and the race is going to soldier on without him.
But if he's in the field, he knows he's got 2 stages coming up, so he has a chance to get back on the lead lap. So Dan, don't give up, brother.
Mark Vega starting to make his way out of the pit lane. Mark Vega trying to roll up to speed now as he has left the pit lane, so that just leaves Dan Harrington not out on the track just yet. Randall Cobb in the 52 going to be the first car to go 1 lap down. I'm sorry, that's the 51 of Travis Elliott. Randall Cobb already 1 lap down, so those 2 drivers digging a hole for themselves here very early on to try and get out of.
Oh, yes, sir. 2 good racers, 2 good drivers. They're going to have to work their way back on that lead lap, but a lot of laps to go, and I figure they'll be up there at the end.
So side by side, this field is going into turn 1. We're working lap 7 of 100 here at Daytona. Stage 1 going to end at the completion of lap 25. So our first stage winner is yet to be determined here for season 7. Our cars are all running very close together. Everyone up to full speed and running side by side. The fuel window has opened, and here comes the first round of green flag pit stops. Hunter Reynolds, Derek Conley, Jimmy Reynolds, and the 62 of Les Levy all pitting this time.
Yes, sir. The FSR boys, the dynasty, just pitted. Figured there'll be other drivers following suit. Once you see a group hit pit road, you automatically place your hand. You got to hit pit road. The way these cars are, you can be ran down. So you want to hit pit road as soon as you see a group hit.
We have seen it time and time again that some of the drivers who pit early are the ones that take over the race lead, and we got 2, 3, 4 more cars peeling off for pit road. That's Adam Evans, Gabe Butler, our pole sitter, Eric Laurie, and David Booth all hitting pit road this time. That leaves James Mayer out in front, Rick Seabrand's in the 4, and Daniel Holloway in the 21, his teammate. Those 3 Alliance Motorsports drivers all sitting right there.
And knowing Alliance Motorsports, I wouldn't be surprised if they go now, if not next lap, is what I'm figuring. I figure Rick Seabrand and his boys will be hitting pretty soon.
Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine, working the outside lane by himself in the top 5, but Alex Green in the 15 closing in on him, and here comes a big land rush of drivers. McCarrick going to stay out, but pit road got very busy this time. Jimmy, good call on Alliance Motorsports pitting, but they have a whole lot of other drivers with them as well.
Yes, that's one of my #1 rules on super speedway racing. When Rick Seabrand pits or Gabe Butler pits, all else fails, you pit with them because they know what they're doing out there when it comes super speedway. 2 of the most experienced drivers. Like I say, they hit pit road and you're by yourself, you better go with them.
Our rookie class here tonight. We'll try and bring you the rookies, and one of them finds himself in 4th place at the moment, and he's going to peel off for pit road. That is Chris McCullough in the 1 machine. He's going to follow Alex Green on the pit road. Right behind them is Robert Payne, David Overstreet, and Andy Brigante. And that is ARC Racing, a new team being formed up by Alex Green, Cody Over, Robert Payne, Andy Morgante, and Chris McCullough. And 2 rookies in that group, Andy and Chris. We'll see how well ARC gets on. And some of these rookies aren't necessarily rookies to super speedways. They're just rookies here to Monday night.
Oh, yes, sir. Like I say, this is a loaded, need I say more, rookie class. I'm telling you, this league has got a bright future bringing this type of rookie classes in, and it's only going to get better, and that's just a testament to this league and all the drivers.
Gonna go on aboard with Sean Stevens in the 27 machine, finds himself in 8th spot. This group of drivers that we're with has not pitted yet. You can see just ahead of them is a couple drivers that have made their way on and off pit road, and green flag pit stops have a way of scrambling the field, and that is no different here in this one. Our drivers are all over this Daytona track.
Oh, yes, sir. And speaking of pit stops on super speedways, if you ain't practicing your pit stops, you're not doing yourself justice. Them pit stops can win and lose a race real quick. If you're solid on pit road and you avoid any accidents, you're going to be there at the end, KR.
Dave Hunt in the 53, taking over the top spot, sliding down in front of the 12 machine. On the outside of the 12, that is the 44 of Rodney Cobb. The Cobb all by himself battling for position. The 68 machine, that is Will Weber. Weber under a new number this season. So it threw me off for just a moment, but car is looking sharp. That 68, a regular here on the Monday night OP Premier Super Speedway Series. And 68 showing just how much of a veteran he is, pushing the 12 to the race lead.
Oh, yes, sir. Almost didn't recognize Mr. Wheel. He must be trying to get some new mojo, going to try and challenge FSR for the title.
Robert Duvendak pulling in behind the 68, the 99 machine from Empire Motorsports. Tucking in behind his teammate Weber, going to slide down to the inside lane. Another rookie in that 33 machine. As I just saw who that was, Jeff Crosby in the 33, and I'm going to have to say that is so far my favorite paint scheme, but I'm going to throw in a lot of nostalgia because of that.
Oh, yes. Car's looking sharp.
So Jeffrey Crosby in the 33, another one of our rookie drivers, finding himself in a battle for the front of the field. And we have 2 cars getting together here. Alex Green and David Booth are going to make contact and go off the racing line, and big contact, big crash there.
Hello out.
And this time the yellow is coming out. Jeff Crosby has crashed as well. The 33 machine going around. Let's see what happened to the 33. The 15 was slow on the track. And that one really brings out the yellow. We'll take one more look at this one from on board the 33. Try and set that up a little bit better here. The 15 just slow. The 44 getting caught out unawares. And we have a big pile up this time. So heavy damage on the 33 machine, and pace car picking up our race leader, the 99 of Robert Duvendak. With the yellow coming out, Mr. Crow, you've just been on pit road. Your car's not damaged. You're going to come down, top off?
If it was me, I would top off because I know the stage is going to be ending soon, and that would be less time on pit road. I would almost take 4 tires right here and just go fuel only at the end of the stage. A quick gas and go, get that track position.
Well, the top 6 drivers did not hit pit road under green flag. They're going to do it under yellow here. We'll see who is going to follow them. 33 machine coming down with his heavily torn up race car. It looks like maybe everyone else going to stay out. That is going to cycle the lead around. To timing and scoring is picking up the 26 of Hunter Reynolds as the race leader. Few cars trapped between him and the pace car. Travis Elliott in the 51 and Aspen Belvin in the 84. They're trying to get the whip around here and get one of their laps back.
Yeah, that tells you they're probably thinking, we was talking about earlier in the broadcast, the 16 car chase. They're really probably thinking about them chase points right now. They're out there chase points racing right now. That's probably why they didn't hit pit road. They wanted to keep that track position.
All right, so with the first chance to catch our breath, as the action has been very tight, very close here very early on. The Daytona 250 continuing to roll on. Your race leader being Hunter Reynolds. Derek Conley finding himself in second. Conley up 34 positions from where he started. That is a very fast drive through the field. That 28 machine up 34 spots.
Yeah, here, Mr. Conley and the kid, they were on the move. They worked their way up front. Looks like they're going to stay out, keep that track position. So they're going to, like I say, they're going to be a threat for the end of this first stage.
Okay. 95 machine at James Mayer finding himself in third spot. He's going to restart on the inside as we start to stack up 2 by 2. Going to try and get to the end of stage 1. That is at the completion of lap 25. Do want to report that Dan Harrington has not made it out. Hopefully we'll see him out on the track, especially if a couple more cars drop out. Nobody is officially out of this one just yet. One fast repair available to our drivers here at Daytona. So it should be a quick repair for some of our torn up race cars. But, you know, that is one thing that I'm big on, Jimmy. No matter what's going on, if you are in the race, if your car can continue to race, I have long to believe that you never give up. Your car is there. You have a car to drive. You go drive it. You never know what's going to happen. I've seen cars be 2 laps down, get back on the lead lap, and still pull off a top 5 finish because of everything that happens throughout the race.
Yes, sir, you're right. And our Hall of Famer tonight, like I was saying, 6 DNFs and 287 races. That man had no quit, no give up. He sticks it out. And you're right, KR, that's how it should be.
But with the lights out on the pace car, it's going to peel off on the pit lane. Hunter Reynolds, Derek Conley, 2 veterans at the front of this field for this restart as the green flag is out once again. We get ready to wrap up stage 1 and off into turn number 1. Side by side looks like a good start here. Everyone getting up to speed very nicely. A little bit of a gap in the middle section there. Everyone kind of spreading out just a bit.
Someone may have missed a shift on that start. These starts are crucial. They're probably crunch time, getting ready for this little shootout to end the stage.
Holloway giving a shot to the back bumper of Derek Conley. Conley with a wiggle, but keeps that car underneath him. And Hunter Reynolds in the 26 using the inside lane to take over the race lead. He has a nose over Conley for the moment, but Conley going to use that outside lane through the tri-oval to really kind of accelerate and put himself back to his nose out in front.
You got a battle. You got two of the best pushers up here, and Mr. Holloway, Mr. Mayer, they're teammates as well. And like I say, oh no, here comes the kid. The kid's out here on the third lane. They wasn't them stage points, KR. It's about to get serious up here.
Logan Helton in the 63 going high, wide, and handsome. The number one Gatorade right behind him of Chris McCullough. McCullough in one of his favorite lanes. I've watched that Chris McCullough driver in several races, and he does enjoy being on that high side. Logan Helton, he doesn't care as long as he's going to the front. Oh,
Ooh.
Holloway gets turned. Around goes Rick Sebrands as well. Multiple cars going around. Sean McCarrick involved. And the yellow flag coming out on this one.
Yes, sir. From my point of view, if it wasn't net code, it looked like that 21 came up just a little bit coming out of that tri-oval. Speaking of Chris McCullough in that third lane, big shout out to Ernie Williams Jr. It's odd not seeing him out here, but the McCullough boy and Ernie, they love that third lane. So shout out to Ernie if he's watching the broadcast.
All right, let's see if we can find out exactly where things went wrong. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find this. Here we go. Holloway in the 21. Gets all sorts out of shape, but he is able to sort it out and get rolling. He's going to send a few other drivers into trouble as well. You see the chaos and calamity around as Will Weber tries to slow it down, and a lot of crashing going on even late into this one as everyone was trying to find a lane through. Daytona gets very narrow very quickly.
Oh yes, sir. It's one of the hardest tracks to go 3 wide at, and it just seems like over the last few updates, a car gets beside you, it makes you so unstable in either one of the cars at the super speedways. It was just a case of hard racing, KR.
With all that being said, Logan Helton in the 63 finds himself out in front. Hunter Reynolds now second, Chris McCullough third. And I am not sure if this is going to be end of the stage or not. No one coming down pit road this time, so I would imagine we're going to get a one-lap shootout for the end of this stage.
Oh yeah, you better buckle up. Hopefully, folks that use the quick repair, they'll stay out of the mess and see what happens, because they're gonna be gunning for them points.
Okay, so a couple more cars on the pit road trying to hammer out some damage. And when everything gets sorted out, we'll give you a better rundown of where we're standing on a car count. Dan Harrington has made it out onto the track. So the 82 getting his race started.
Hey, he didn't give up. You gotta love technology, KR. You had issues at the beginning of the race. I'm sure that's what happened to Mr. Dan, but he's out here running, and he's gonna come out here and have some fun with these boys.
So the 82 out on track. Good news for the fans of the Demon Tech 82. Your driver is out there ready to rock and roll. So it does appear we are going to get that one lap shootout. If the lights go out this time, that will confirm it. And things are going to get hectic because I think everybody wants that first point of the season. Right now, it is Logan Helton on that point. It's up to everyone else to try and wrestle that away from the 63. The kid himself Started on the front row, fell back, and has found his way back in the front of this field.
Oh, yes, sir. You got the two OP young guns, the two of the most talented iRacers you're going to come across. Mr. Reynolds, Mr. Helton. Like I say, the OP young guns. And they're going to be battling it out up here up front.
Lights are out on that Ford Mustang. We work our way onto the back stretch, the back of the field, getting sorted out from the drivers as they made their way on and off pit road. 27 cars on the lead lap. All 36 cars still in this race. Nobody is packed up and gone home just yet. Well, I say that. I'm not sure what's happened to Randall Cobb in the 52. Because it does look like Randall Cobb's night is done. The 52, an early exit here. Only completing 14 laps here tonight.
Yeah, unlike Randall, he may be having technical difficulties as well.
All right, so here we go. One lap shootout. Logan Helton, Hunter Reynolds on the front row. Chris McCullough and Derek Conley, row 2. As we get back to green flag. One lap to settle the first stage of season 7. And the 63 gets a good jump. Looks like he caught the 26 napping. Chris McCullough already getting to the back bumper of the 63, but Derek Conley all over the back of the 26.
They're pushing hard right now. They're going to be side drafting, pushing. Looks like that one might be trying to get himself free. That's the big move nowadays on super speedways, to get yourself clear if you're the pusher on the bottom and take that top lane. But they're pushing, no give and take right now. It's go time.
Coming off the corner, the 63 holding steady to that yellow line. And here we go. Who's it going to be at the line? This one is going to be very close. But the 63 of Logan Helton picking up the stage win as the yellow flag is going to come out once again. That is going to be your stage 1 winner. Kind of made that look easy, but Hunter Reynolds in the 26 just didn't have enough on that outside lane.
Yes, I'll be honest, I was very surprised the bottom lane was that strong. As of late, due to all these updates, that top lane has been the lane you want to be in. So that was good pushing by the one. The kid got the first stage. Starting from the back with Mr. Connolly, helped him come up to the front. That was a very good stage, very, very good run by these drivers.
So we'll get a word in with our stage 1 winner as soon as he is done with his pit stop here. We'll let him get caught up to the pace car and focus on that pit stop. I can't tell you, Jimmy, as a broadcaster, how many times I have pulled a driver at the wrong time and they either get caught speeding on pit road, blow through their pit box and all that stuff. So I know everyone wants to hear from their driver. Well, let's let them do their driver duties first, and then we'll get a word in with them. And I did say duties.
Definitely don't want to break their concentration, that's for sure.
My concentration is usually a big pile of duty, but that's all right. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I've started in the back a few times and forgotten, drove right past my pit box, and that wasn't a good feeling.
I expect to see almost everyone on the pit road. We did have a few drivers top off in that caution before the end of the stage. We'll see who's going to take track position over fuel. 18 lap fuel run, stage 2, only 25 laps long. Somebody might be thinking they can stretch this fuel out, but it is going to be a bit of a stretch. You never know. You get the caution at the right time and things could work out your way.
Yes, this is when the strategy really comes into play. Not only is this the second stage, but you really want to set yourself up for that final run. And it starts right here with this pit stop. So you're going to see what you're going to track position you're going to get, what your strategy is going to be, and where you want to end up at the end of stage 2 when it's all said and done for that final push.
All right, so let's get a word in with our stage 1 winner. That is Logan the Kid Helton in the 63. Logan, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, I do. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. The 63 machine pulling off an outstanding stage win. And it looked like at the start of the race, you decided to drop back. And here you are, your stage 1 winner.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, I had a penalty from a past dual race where I caused a wreck. So I just took that and thought of it as a good way to practice going through the field for later on in the race. I didn't want to stick back too far because the way the draft's been working, it looks like it's just so important because side draft. You got a little bit of side draft in these cars, but yeah, I came back through the field and got in a position where we could get the win for the stage.
Well, man, you pulled off that very early strike, if you will. To season 7, you score the most points here in stage 1. Early point leader, if you will.
Yeah, that's kind of been my goal. Like, I wasn't going to risk my whole race for it, but if I ever got in the position to win the stage, I was definitely going to take it. So now I can't complain with the stage win, and I'm looking forward to this next one, see what we can do.
All right, Logan, well, anybody you'd like to thank while you have a microphone?
I'd like to thank Chris McCullough for pushing me there to the end of the stage. He was doing a really good job pushing, and I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, all my friends and family that are watching, and team at Alliance Motorsports for helping me out, and as well as Splash and Go Graphics for this awesome paint scheme.
All right, that is Logan Helton, your stage 1 winner from Alliance Motorsports, getting it done here in that opening stage. But now we move on to stage 2. This one going in at the completion of lap 50. Hunter Reynolds, Derek Conley on the front row for this restart. They had excellent pit stop. I think they took fuel only. We saw Logan Helton do 4 tires, so we're going to get a good judge here. Jimmy, you mentioned thinking about getting 4 tires. Well, the 63 has it. We'll see how this plays out.
Yes, sir. Like I say, it's all about getting set up for that last main run right here. Just can do it all right here. He's got his 4 tires. He may go fuel only at the end of this stage and then have that track position for that final push. It was nice of him to mention Mr. McCullough because, like I say, that was real impressive, that bottom right there. Like I say, here lately, that top's being dominant. So good job by Chris. Good job on Logan winning the stage. But you're right, now it's crunch time and everybody's ready to go.
Green flag coming back out as we're going to charge our way into turn 1, the 26 and the 28 running door to door. Logan Helton all over the back bumper of Reynolds in the 26, and the 4 of Rick Seabrand's right there, second car in the outside lane. Seabrand's involved in that late incident of stage 1, but that has not deterred him. He has already made his way back to the front. And that is a man on a mission. If you put that 4 machine into the front, he will be hard to get by. And here he is already sitting second car outside row. Right behind him, though, that is, I believe, the 53 of Dave Hunt. Another driver who's looking for a win. Dave Hunt, very hungry for a win here on Monday nights.
Yes, sir. Very experienced driver in this series. I got my eye in the back on Daniel and Mr. Mayer after Daniel's bobble there. See what they do. See if they're going to make their way up to the front like their other teammates did. So, yes, sir. It's looking good.
David Overstreet in 6th spot, the 46 machine, running a very beautiful paint scheme. I like this car a lot. I'm not going to say that I like it better than the 33, but the 33 does have that extra tip on the nostalgia side. But David Overstreet looking very fancy in this paint scheme that he has broke out here for season 7.
Yes, sir. He's running that OG OP paint scheme, paying homage to the league that he loves, and very nice paint scheme.
I'm going to try and talk about some of our paint schemes that these drivers have throughout the night and throughout the season. Some of them are going to change. And, it's a great way for the drivers to express themselves, if you will. One of the things I look forward to is the paints that come out of the 62. That paint booth always has a little bit of a sense of humor about it.
Yes, sir. He reminds me of him being a Chicagoan. He reminds me of the Bill Murray of paint schemes. He always has good flavor to his paint schemes. I'm still waiting for the Dirty Dave scheme that I'm wanting from him.
One thing that is always a mainstay with the 62 machine is the Ricky Bobby Foundation. That is a foundation for the drivers who want to go really fast. And I am a frequent user of their facilities. And there's just some people you can't help, and unfortunately I'm one of those. But it doesn't mean I give up. I always try.
Oh yes, Ed. Just always keep that foot on the gas and don't worry about that brake pedal.
So we do have 2 groups. Our lead pack is being led by the 28 of Derek Conley. Hunter Reynolds tucked in behind him. And then our next group is being led by the 99 of Robert Duvendak. Duvendak is about 6 seconds off the race lead. He has Will Weber on his back bumper and Sean Stevens in the 27. They are trying to close that gap to the front of the field. But a 6-second gap is quite large, and they are actually losing time. We do have some drivers hitting pit road. Gabe Butler, Adam Evans, Eric Laurie, and Peter DeBorgia all on the pit lane this time.
Yes, sir. I bet Mr. Gabe Butler is crunching them numbers. Knowing him, he's probably cooked something up, and them boys are hitting pit road, so that must mean he's on to something.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the 4 drivers who have hit pit lane. 2 of them, the jacks have dropped. They're down and away. Now all 4 are down and away. Very similar pit stop times. So if they can keep it together and form into a line very quickly, that is going to play into their favor. They do only have 4 cars, so the amount of energy that they generate is going to be a little bit less than the big pack. But if they can be very efficient getting on and off pit road as that pack of 4, that does play dividends when everything cycles through.
And one thing here at Daytona, unlike Talladega and anywhere else, that apron, it's a little sketchy. That could cost you 2 pitting early. That could cost you time on that apron. So it's going to be curious to see if this lead pack runs them down, or if they're able to maintain until everybody has to pit, or try and see if folks try and make it on field and stretch it. I'm curious to know if the second pack may have used a quick repair on that accident in stage 1.
And a couple drivers have already burned through their fast repair. One of them we're riding on board with. That is Jeffrey Crosby in the 33 machine. He is, we'll call it a 3rd pack, but he is closing in very quickly on this second group of drivers. He has the 12 machine on his back bumper. And I'll tell you, these guys are going to get to this group here, and they might have something figured out as this lead pack tries to battle and mix it up for a stage 2 win. They could end up tangling, and this second pack could come through looking like they knew what was going to happen all along.
Yeah, they know it's probably going to get dicey here at the end of this stage. Like I say, more than ever this season, them stage points is crucial. Everybody's wanting them. So again, after that first incident, they may just want to be there at the end. They're probably thinking big picture right now.
Conley and Helton at the front of the field. That is a battle for the race lead side by side. Right now we have 28 cars on the lead lap. We're going to bring a close to lap 38 and start lap 39. Last few cars on the lead lap, that is Aspen Belvin and Travis Elliott, with Sean McCara in the 71 just ahead of them. These three guys are the last cars on the lead lap. They have made their pit stop, so they're hoping that this thing doesn't come back to bite them in the butt here, but they could be in danger of going a lap down here, as the 71 is blinking just a little bit.
They got to be pushing it right now. They got to, because that pack is coming. They're gaining on them, and it might not be good. If they can just hold them off till the stage ends, they'll be lucky.
Yeah, they're not going to hold this pack back for 10 more laps, as Derek Conley is already closing in very quickly on them. But this Conley, I'm not sure, but he was last on pit road on lap 27, so if he's going to try and stretch the fuel, that could be the only thing that saves these three cars, is that this pack will have to pit.
Yes, sir. If they're saving fuel, they're going to try and run this stage out. You'll definitely see the main pack speed come down tremendously, and that also helped Peter's team. Oh, we got some guys peeling off right now.
Cody Ober, Chris McCullough, Robert Payne, Andy Regante, all hitting pit road. ARC Racing hitting pit road at the same time. The 04 Mark Mann on and off pit road. He is all by himself. Does not have anybody to work with him, and he is going to go a lap down because of that.
Yeah, it's odd to find out the Hall of Famer pitting by himself. He may have got himself in some early trouble and got him off track with his teammates.
I did get a word from Randall Cobb, and he is saying that they are having connection issues out of his camp. So that has sidelined the 52 here early in this race. So Randall, hopefully you get it fixed, smack it around, knock that modem, blow the dust out of whatever you got to do. We hope to see you back next Monday night.
Yes, sir. Got to take care. Got to hate technical difficulties. That's one thing it's hard to avoid in this hobby we all love.
Speaking of next Monday night, we will be at Talladega for the Talladega 250. Make sure you guys tune in and join us for that one as the season continues to roll on. Very fresh, very early here, though. This is the opening race of season 7. Logan Helton picked up stage 1, striking early, getting those extra bonus points, and he hasn't given up just yet. He has put himself in position to try and win stage 2, but Derek Conley in the 28 out in front, and Conley is a driver that is very hard to get around because he is just so stinking fast, and he is one of those guys that I would like to say has a very great feel for where the runs are, where he needs to put his car, and not many drivers can put their race car in the positions just like the 28 can.
Yeah, he's one of the best, and you know, him and the kid started in the back, and they're up here leading both lanes, so they know what they're doing. Ooh, got a wreck.
Sean McCara involved. Not sure who else got into that one, but I did see the 71 go around. Alex Green involved. Yellow flag has come out. So another caution flag up flying. Let's see if we can pick up what happened here. Coming through the tribal, looks like McCarra gets loose in the 50. Alex Green gonna get involved. Take another look at it here. The 50 and the 15 make contact.
Yeah,
Not
that's
sure who that other driver is. New paint schemes. Oh, it's the 62 of Les Levy getting involved. So Les Levy getting a piece of the action in the 62 as well.
yeah, that child's been the issue tonight so far.
Two drivers from Checkered Flag Motorsports hitting each other. David Overstreet getting involved as Les Levy was spinning in front of him. Overstreet had nowhere to go on that one. So now with the caution flag coming out, do you think the 28 has enough fuel to make it to the end of stage 1 or 2? Or, whew, already. It's already setting in, folks. It's going to be rough. All right. Looks like the 28 and the drivers who did not pit forming up like they're going to hit pit road. We'll see how many drivers come down pit lane and how this shakes everything up. And the 28 and the 26 are both going to gamble. They're going to try and stick this one out. Logan Helton going to make his way on the pit road. Jimmy Reynolds stays out as well. Almost everyone else has already either made a pit stop or has come down pit road this time. A lot of drivers on pit lane for a splash of fuel and to try and get to the end of stage 2.
Yeah, that caution might have saved a few of the guys that pitted early.
Travis Elliott in the 51. Our lucky dog recipient. So the 51 going to get back on the lead lap. He'll be happy about that. Elliott, a perennial contender in the chase. So getting back on the lead lap, going to get his race back on track. We'll see if this plays to his advantage and if he can make anything of it.
They're going to be getting ready. Looks like Mr. Casey's made his way up there to the front. Overstreet stayed put. James Mayer and Daniel are in the top 10, and they were riding in the back. So it's going to be a good shootout here coming to the end of stage 2.
And Conley is coming down pit road. So Conley, Reynolds, and Reynolds hit pit road. And that is going to give the lead to the 8 of Cody Ober, who pitted on lap 40.
Yeah, so they must.
Yeah, I think they wanted to try and do the math under yellow and realize that they just weren't able to make it work.
And they must have burned off a lot of fuel leading. You're that lead car, you're going to burn a lot of fuel, and Derek was leading a lot of laps, and that's probably what they were thinking.
All right, so the 8 machine of Cody Ober on the inside of row number 1 for the restart. On his outside will be the 1 of Chris McCullough. Row 2 inside will be Gabe Butler in the 88. On his outside, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Peter up 18 spots from where he started here tonight. So solid run shaping up for the 40 machine and looking to try and grab some stage points. Maybe even try and get this stage win.
Got 5 of the rookies in the loaded class. in the top 10, and they're going for some stage points. And ones might get a stage win here.
How about a story like that? Rookie picking up a stage win in the first race here on Monday night. And Jimmy, we're going to talk a lot about how deep this field is, and well, we'll continue that here in just a moment as the 8 machine gets on the throttle. The field making a whole lot more noise now as we get back to wide open racing. The 8 machine and the 1 having enough fuel. Everybody's going to make it now to the end of the stage. Cody Ober looking for his first stage win in quite a while. Chris McCullough, as a rookie, would love to also pick up a stage win.
Yeah, Cody's got one of the most experienced super speedway racers behind him. So it's going to be tough. That bottom lane prevailed in the first stage. We're going to see how it does this one.
Robert Payne in the black number 3, third car outside a lane. Good to see Payne making his way out onto the track here tonight. One of the original owners and starting members of OP Racing, and Payne has been absent, hit or miss here for the last few seasons, but here he is in the first race, so it's very good to see that black 3 out on track.
Watching that battle right here. Chris McCullough, rookie, he's going for it.
That 1 machine on the outside lane. He's got a rookie right behind him, and Peter DeBorgia. Peter joining me in the booth for the last handful of races last season, but he got the call to come and join the Monday night series, and despite all my whining, here he is out on track. And Peter doing a great job here in stage 2. Final lap of stage 2, the 1 machine on that outside lane, but Cody Ober just staying just that much ahead. And man, if the line was here, it'd be a very interesting story, but we still got half a lap to go as the 1 of Chris McCullough noses out ahead, but the 8 of Cody Ober going to have the momentum this time off of the corner. But the 40 of DeBorgia is really pushing hard on the 1 of McCullough, and here we come to the end of stage number 2. McCullough has the advantage for the moment, but Cody Ober going to sneak through at the last second. That one was incredibly close.
That's what you call a pusher's duel. Mr. Pete was doing one heck of a job, but that bottom lane's been real strong. Them rookies, I'm telling you, them veterans gonna have to deal with these rookies this season. That was a good, tough run. Good job by Cody, Chris. That was awesome. Enjoyed watching that run right there.
4 rookies in the top 5 for your stage 2 finish. Talking about the depth of field that we have here, and we have introduced quite the rookie class, and it is going to be something that we're going to talk about all season. But Cody Ober, a veteran, a original starting member, finding his way to stage 2 victory here tonight to kick this one off.
Oh, it's been exciting, KR. We still got the grand finale, the final run. Been 2 awesome stages. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
35 cars out on a track, 22 on the lead lap so far. We'll see if the 84 Aspen Belvin is going to get the free pass here. And the free pass in iRacing is kind of difficult to get. Especially at a super speedway, because even if you have a 0x when the yellow flag comes out, it considers you part of the incident, and if someone is just trying to push you a little bit, it just gives you a gentle bump and the stage ends. well, you won't get called as the free pass. You'll have to take your lumps and move on. But onto pit road comes our race leader. He is bringing the entire field with him. Cody Ober onto pit road.
Curious to see how many 4-tire changes versus 2-tire changes here.
Aspen Belvin does get to accelerate around the pace car, so he is officially your free pass winner on this one. And off of pit road very quickly, the 82, Dan Harrington. Not sure if he drove through his pit stall or what, but James Mayer going to win the race off of pit road. Daniel Holloway second, Cody Ober third. And with that being said, let's get a word in with the driver of the number 8 machine from ARC Racing. That is Cody Ober. Cody, got your ears on, buddy?
Oh yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. The 8 machine picking up stage 2. Tell us a little bit about that stage.
Oh, it was fun. Battling my teammate Chris. Honestly, at the end, I thought he had it, but Gabe gave me a hell of a push and got me up to the front, and at the very last second. It was real good, clean racing. I honestly am really proud of that front group.
Well, man, you picked up the stage 2 win here, getting ready for the final stage. But Cody, this 8 machine running a familiar paint scheme, I think. Is this a new one, or is this one you've had before?
This is a brand new one. I got Will Weber Weber Graphics to whip me up this paint. It's my own twist on the Dell Jr. anniversary car. So,
well, it looks good, man, and bringing it to a stage 2 victory. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Give a shout out to my teammates. They all did pretty good. Chris got the second in the stage. Alex has been having some trouble, but hopefully he can get it going for the rest of the season. I don't know where Rob finished, but I know he was up there. But I want to give a shout out to Derek and Josh for putting this on. They took over for us, and they've been doing a hell of a job. Yeah, and thank you to everybody who's watching.
All right, that is Cody Ober, your stage 2 winner. Cody, we'll let you get back to it, man. Once again, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
ARC Racing, a new team formed with some old friends and some new members. So we'll keep a sharp eye on that ARC group.
They got them a stage 2 win, so they're already in the win column, getting ready for the showdown here for the final run.
All right, so this time for the start of the final stage, it is going to be the 95 of James Mayer on the inside. On his outside, his teammate from Alliance Motorsports, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. And then Checkered Flag Motorsports represented on the inside of row 2 with our stage 2 winner, Cody Ober, on the outside. We get ready for the green flag. The pace car down and away. Green flag comes out. The 95 gets a shot from the 46. Daniel Holloway trying to hustle his car around. They're going to head off into turn number 1 as they like to do and make that left-hand turn. GPS always trying to recalculate.
Oh, yes, sir. Nice recovery for Daniel and James. Now it's curious to see what guys are saving fuel right now. This is when the fuel strategy will kick in for this final run.
With about 18 laps in fuel, the 21 of Daniel Holloway going to drop down to the inside. Cody Ober taking over the charge in the outside lane with Logan Helton on his back bumper. With 18 laps in a fuel run and about 45 laps to go, we should see a couple green flag pit stops here. And you have no idea how many cautions you're going to see, if we see any at all. sets it up for a very interesting time to be out on track and a unique time to be in the booth. And Jimmy, I want to say thank you once again for joining me out here. Kind of a last minute deal. And I want to thank you for reaching out to me and offering your services.
Oh, yes, sir, man. Appreciate y'all having me tonight. I've enjoyed it. Like I say, this is pretty much new for me and working with you, and I hope I've been doing all right and enjoying the race. And I was going to be watching anyway because I'm a big fan and I enjoy the OP style of racing and awesome league, and just glad to get to call it with you, sir.
Cody Ober and Daniel Holloway side by side. Into turns 1 and 2, our field shaped up very nicely. 25 cars on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down. That is the 71 of Sean McCara, and he finds himself in the thick of things right here. Good place to be for him is in this lead pack. Kind of hard to pass anybody when you're out in front. But he has himself right now the first car 1 lap down. The surprise, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, finding himself also 1 lap down. So Hunter not having the best of stage 2 here, but the 26 machine going to try and battle with the 71 to be the first car 1 lap down. Right now they do have a car in between them. That is the 18 of Mark Vega.
Yeah, any driver that can bounce back, it's that defending champion. He's probably just, like you said, he's racing the 71 for that lucky dog. That's probably what's on his mind right now. And if all hell breaks loose in front of him, like you said, you don't want to get bumped in case you're the man in the lucky dog position.
So Cody Ober picking up right where he left off. Your stage 2 winner back out in front. The 21 of Daniel Holloway on his back bumper. Holloway, a little bit of a wiggle there. Having a couple cars blinking throughout the field, and that can upset the running order, if you will. A car that's blinking is not really the best car to have out in front.
Yeah, and again, you know, these servers, you know, a lot more people's online, a lot more people's using iRacing. Sometimes these servers could be tricky and you might be the one blinking. Just gotta hope it's not you.
Mark Vega in the 18 machine. Multiple laps down, finding himself running in 33rd spot. As he is on the outside lane, and he's got some work to do to get back into this thing. More than a handful of laps down. He's 5 laps down, but again, that is a driver that isn't going to quit until that checkered flag or the engine stops.
No, he's a trooper. He'll be there to the end.
He goes up to the 3rd lane all by himself. No one really there to help him. But he is making up some ground in that outside lane all by himself as he gets to the back bumper of the 3 of Robert Payne. And continuing to work his way forward. Big power move by the 18 to be doing that without any help. Going to get in the wall just a little bit there and gathers it back in.
A good save. That's a lot of risk being that many laps down, taking these guys 3 wide. I'd hate to wreck anybody 5 laps down.
The 8 machine of Cody Ober continuing to lead. The 95 of James Mayer now on his back bumper. The 21 of Holloway has his teammate from Alliance Motorsports, Logan Helton, on his back bumper. They try and work around their other teammate. The 95 of Mayer. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, just a little bit behind them. And then Mark Mann finding himself in a lap down position. So the 04 not on the lead lap, but inducted into the Hall of Fame here tonight. As Rick Sebrand's in the 4 is going to peel down to the inside, down below the yellow line. He's going to try and blend in here.
Yeah, knowing Big Rick, he seen that 3 wide. He said, boys, I'm going to the back. I'm going to be there at the end.
0-1-3 of Andy Brigante, finding himself in a 14th spot. A rookie here on the Monday Night Series. Working to the inside of the 5 of Bob Lacavera. Lacavera in his sophomore season. Keep an eye on all of this. Lacavera is running in 30th spot. He is 1 lap down at the moment. 2 laps down. Good grief. Numbers are hard, KR.
Yes, sir. Smart move by these drivers to settle down up here. I was thinking a little too early for that kind of 3 wide action. Speaking of all these rookies and speaking of Rick Sebrand and the Hall of Famer, Rick and the Hall of Famer Mr. Mark are the only 2 rookies to win their very first OP race out. So that's another piece of OP history.
I will say it did catch me off guard when I saw the 04 of Mark Mann win in his first race out. But knowing what we know about him now, it kind of fits the narrative.
Yeah, he's like I say, he's turned into one of the best racers. I'm sure him being teamed up with Rick for all this time has really groomed him. And like I say, Mark Mann, he's one of the best. Any of these OP guys show up in anybody's server, any event, you're going to have to deal with them. A lot of talent in this field. The league owners, the drivers have done a wonderful job.
Meanwhile, we got a battle at the front of the field. Logan Helton on the inside. Chris McCullough on the outside. The 63 and the 1 machine going at it as we work lap 65 of 100 down that long Daytona backstretch.
Yes, sir. We got Chris McCullough. I think he's racing for Me and Myself and I Motorsports, and hell, he's been up front all night long.
McCullough actually part of ARC Racing, but Me, Myself, and I Motorsports is one way to think about it. I've watched McCullough in several Super Speedway Series, and I'll tell you, he is one of those drivers who will pick himself up by his bootstraps and get out there and get after it, whether he has help or not.
He must have got picked up last minute. Smart move by whoever's in charge of his league. That's an awesome driver to have. So good. I'm glad he's not part of Me and Myself and I Motorsports, because running with these dogs better have somebody to ride with. So I'm glad someone picked him up. One hell of a driver.
Leading this race right now is the one of McCullough with the 2600 Reynolds, trying to work to his outside. Reynolds and Conley working together in that outside lane with Dave Hunt in the 53 right behind him. Anytime we get to talk about a buck wild racing driver, we're going to let the bucks go wild. The 53 third car outside lane, what better time than to let them out than right now, as Dave Hunt looking for a win here in this first race of season 7. A lot of racing still to go, but man, that 53 has been a driver who's been up front for what feels like this entire race.
Yes, sir. Mr. Hunt, Mr. Buck Wild, he's been in the hunt all night. He's up front. He's got some OP wins under his belt. He's wanting to come out here and start off season 7 with a win, and he's in the mix. He's going to be there at the end, I guarantee it.
Drivers last on pit road on lap 53. The green of flag pit stops just a handful of laps away here. We're starting to see a lot of drivers try and get single file down on that inside lane. Logan Helton in the outside lane. He slid up in front of the 26. McCullough staying committed to the yellow line with Cody Ober on his back bumper now. James Mayer in the 95, third car in the inside lane. Derek Conley in the 28 peeling off for pit road along with Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 machine.
Now they may get the pit stop cycle going. Folks may be getting ready. Just seen the 63 come down. Maybe they're thinking about going. I see the 26 and 53s up there. They may be trying to work theirself down to pit. That's one thing you got to watch out in super speedways. You know the checkup's going to come because they're going to try and get their boys down to pit. So we're going to see what happens right here.
Reynolds and Conley both drop the jacks at the same time. They peel off and try and accelerate up to speed and get hooked up and get rolling very quickly. Two cars going to have a hard time to stay in front of this pack, but the good news is everyone else going to have to hit pit road here very quickly. So Logan Helton in the 63 on that yellow line. When is he going to hit pit road? Last time he was on pit lane was lap 52. We're working lap 70 right now. That is 18 laps since he was on pit road, but we did have 2 laps of caution after the end of the stage. So stage 3 has been a clean stage so far, and here comes the next group of drivers. It is going to be a big old land rush. Onto it is Logan Helton in the 63, gonna flash on a bye.
Yep, I'm guessing the pit cycle has officially started.
So Helton in the 63 leading a long group of cars. Gabe Butler on pit road with our other group. We'll see how this is all going to shake out.
That all-important track position right here. That's why you pit when you pit, is to get that track position. We got a big group coming right now.
A lot of drivers on pit road. A lot of brakes locking up. Aspen Belvin missing the entrance, and he is giving up all of his speed to roll around again. Logan Helton staying out. We were watching Derek Conley and Jimmy Reynolds. Those two up to full speed. They're going to make their way around some cars who have just pitted. So now it comes down to when will the 63 of Logan Helton and the 53 of Dave Hunt hit pit road. They are really trying to stretch this one out as far as they can, getting all the fuel out of that tank and really run this one deep into the fuel run. And here they come, including their other Alliance Motorsports teammate, the 4 Rick Seabrands. But Logan Helton hitting pit road and really getting that thing woed up.
Yeah, they may be thinking about less fuel on that last stop. Would probably be the only reason why I would have stayed out, just to spend less time on that last stop. But they got to have a good, clean stop. You know, you always got to worry about that apron here at Daytona, and just see how much time they lose in all this.
Chris McCullough in the 1, gonna blow by the 21 of Holloway. Logan Helton down and away, but the 1 of McCullough up to full speed. Helton maybe a sitting duck here if McCullough can get around 1 and 2 quick enough. Take a look at the 63. Look out his gearbox once again. He's got Dave Hunt on his back bumper. These 2 drivers get up into that top gear. Really have to start hustling the car because here comes all the other drivers who've already pitted.
Yeah, and they're going to try and swallow them up, but if they can maintain, they'll come out with pretty good track position.
Mark Mann jumping up in front of the 1 of McCullough. That's not going to be enough. Chris McCullough going to use that high side through the tri-oval, and he is officially your race leader. Jimmy Reynolds did just set the fastest lap of the race, so he was digging hard But it looks like it is going to set them back. Reynolds in 8th, Conley in 9th. They were the first two to hit pit road.
Yes, sir. And it looks like the way the 63, 53, and Rick Seabrand blended in on that final pit stop, they're probably going to be taking the least amount of fuel as this top crew right here. So that may pay dividends.
So McCullough out in front in the 1 machine with the 8 of Cody Ober on his back bumper, the 21 of Holloway rounding out your top 3 with Logan Helton in 4th and Dave Hunt, your top 5 right there. But back behind him, things are getting a little bit heated. Mark Mann in the 04 on that inside line. He's got his teammate to his outside. Or I'm sorry, that's not his teammate. That's Hunter Reynolds in the 26. But all of that changes down the backstretch as Logan Helton jumps up to that outside lane. We'll see if he can get a run with the 04 Mark Mann.
It looks like Mark Mann's going to push on him. He may be trying to get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way and hope that caution comes out.
So Logan Helton taking over the top spot. Going to slide down in front of the 1 of McCullough. 25 cars still on the lead lap. We have 2 groups here. Sean McCarrick in 20th. He is on the lead lap, but he is back quite a ways. He's about 13 and a half seconds off this lead group. He's got Bob Lacavera and Aspen Belvin with him. Mark Mann in the 04. Going to be looking for a caution as soon as that nose is clear of the 63. That'll be about the only way he can get caught back up to the back of the field. But Mark Mann does have himself a hole to dig out of. He's multiple laps down, and this would be a good way to get one of those laps back.
Yes, sir. And if I was Logan, I'd be thinking about getting Mark down in front of me since I am on the lead lap and saving a little bit of fuel without it being noticeable just to make that last pit stop a little quicker, because less time on pit road, better for you.
Side by side we go through 3 and 4. Helton with a little bit of a wiggle. McCullough reacting just ever so slightly to it. The 1 machine gets back in the line, gets back into the back bumper and pushing hard on the 63. A little bit of a wiggle out of the 63 as that bumper made contact. But Logan Helton knows how to handle that car when he's got a little bit of a bump draft coming his way.
Oh yeah, I've seen that kid save so many accidents. I don't know how he does. I don't know if he does it with his eyes closed or what, but that boy can save a car, that's for sure.
So now with 23 laps to go, our fuel window to the end of this race is going to open up in about 5 laps. Some drivers are going to have to be hitting pit lane in that amount of time. Not everybody. In fact, as I looked down the order, not necessarily anyone has to hit that. Some drivers may be going to try and do, as you mentioned, Jimmy, just fill up what little fuel they have burned, spend very little amount of time on pit road, and then try and translate that into positions on the track.
Yeah, if I was the guys that pitted last, I would go fuel only and hit that pit lane when that fuel window opens up. It's going to be less time on pit road. The guys that pitted before them, it's going to be longer on pit road for them. That's just what I would do. In worst case scenario, you pit first, the caution comes out, and guys hadn't pitted, you're going to either go up or they're going to have to try and save fuel, and you won't have to, so you'll be able to push it and they won't be able to.
Down the back stretch we go. side by side. McCullough trying to wrestle the lead away from the 63 of Logan Helton. So far, not able to make it work. We do have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's been the McCullough show all night. That gentleman's been running up front. We've seen him 3 wide. I just hope he gets a good finish for putting on such a great show for us tonight. Sorry for cutting you off, Mr. KR.
That's all right. I was just going to mention that we do have 34 cars out on the track. Only 2 cars out of this race so far. That is Rodney Cobb in the 44 and Randall Cobb in the 52. So early exit for those 2 drivers. 36 cars took the green flag here tonight. 34 of them still out on track as we're coming to 19 laps to go. Next time by, that fuel window is going to open, Jimmy, and we're going to see who's going to start playing what games to try and put themselves in victory lane here tonight.
Yes, this is what we call that money stop, fans. This is the money stop right here. This one will make you or break your race. And we still got 25 cars on the lead lap. Big field, first race of the season at Daytona. Such a great race. These drivers have done such a wonderful job for a season opener. You can't be more proud than this. Hats off to the drivers. And we still got the grand finale coming. We got a few more laps coming down to the stretch.
We're going to go on board with the 4 of Rick Seabrands as he is down on the inside lane. And man, talk about being a little bit claustrophobic. I have a hard time when I run these cars with the inside lane, but let's be honest, I have a hard time just running these cars, period. But anytime I'm on the inside lane, man, I feel like my options are limited. I don't have anywhere to go in case of emergency. And it always seems that I just do better when I'm in the outside lane.
Yeah, especially here at Daytona, that inside lane in down the stretch, and we all wonder why do we have all these cautions at the end of the race. It's because, like you said, guys get claustrophobic. They do not want to get trapped on that bottom. They try and make moves. They try and get themselves free. That's just nature of the beast, KR. But you're right. That bottom lane at Daytona or 3 wide in a pack at Talladega is not fun. It's called white knuckling it.
Couple drivers on pit road: Gabe Butler, Peter DeBorgia, David Overstreet, Eric Laurie, Adam Evans, and Aspen Belvin making pit stops here. So next and final round of pit stops underway. Keep in mind, we will use green, white, checkered if we have to. This race could go past 100 laps, and you have to have fuel to go that much further. As Derek Conley, Jimmy Reynolds, Sean Stevens going to peel off, so another 3 drivers hitting pit lane.
Sir, it's getting serious now, KR. It's getting serious. That first group that pitted, that's 3 rookies and Mr. Dan Harrington right there on that team. But they got a strategy. I'm curious to see where it shakes out for them. It pitted early.
McCullough still trying to battle on that outside lane of Logan Helton. Mark Mann in the 04 staying committed to the back bumper of the 1 machine. Cody Ober so far committed to the 63's back bumper. And here come another group of drivers. This one, our race leader, the 63, hitting Rick Seabrands in the 4, trying to get it woed up. He's still locking the brakes up inside pit lane, but Logan Helton, Daniel Holloway, Casey Gilchrist, James Mayer, Travis Elliott all on pit road that time. That is going to give the lead quite handedly to the 1 of McCullough. The 04 Mark Mann trying to get one of his laps back. Cody Ober in the 8 and Dave Hunt right there as well, along with Robert Payne in the 3.
I'm curious to see when they hit pit road. They may want to hit pretty soon. Like say these cars right here, that you can close the gap up real quick right here, and it looks like they're going to peel off because they know there's a possibility that group that's pitted before them could run them down.
Locking the brakes up. The 1 and the 8 are going to hit pit road side by side. And the 1 hits his pit stall. Dave Hunt in the 53 machine going to stay out and work with the 04 Mark Mann. He has not hit pit road just yet. I'm going to try and carry this one as far as he can. See if maybe he can get a caution that maybe catches some drivers out, maybe mixing the field up. But the 53 has stayed out to be a race leader, lap leader.
Yeah, and he may have wanted to get that point for leading a lap, but he's hitting pit road. But it looks like he's a lonely fella. Hopefully it shakes out for him. Hopefully he can blend in with somebody.
Now we focus in on the 68 of Will Weber. Weber last on pit road on lap 71. We're working lap 87 here.
Yeah, we ain't heard much from these guys. Last time we heard from them, they were leading that second pack there in stage 2. Good to see them. Like I say, hopefully to see if they got something for this final push.
The 33 of Jeff Crosby right there with them, a rookie in that 33 machine, and the 12 right behind them. Those cars are all on the lead lap. They all did pit on lap 71. These are the last 4 drivers who have not pitted in this cycle. Those fuel tanks are starting to run dry. We'll see if they come down pit road this time or if they're going to try and stretch it another lap or maybe even 2. They are going to continue on as they blow right on by the pit entrance. So Will Weber in the 68 leading another lap. Finding himself in good spot here as there's 12 laps to go, but does have one more pit stop to make. And you know, they do have a little bit of a group here, but their last time around they did a 47.64. Our drivers who pitted, Daniel Holloway leading that pack, he just did a 47.29. They are faster. This group of 4 drivers are losing a little bit of ground to everyone else.
Now they're losing that precious ground. They may be in a hole they can't get out of. They're probably hoping for a caution now.
So with that being said, we're going to see as this pack is going to fly right on by the 4 of Rick Seabrand's now out in front. Teammate James Mayer on his outside. Daniel Holloway in the 21 right behind him. And then the 13 machine, that is Casey Gilchrist. Rookie last year, finding himself in his 2nd season with OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series. And he's got 11 laps to go and looking for a win here in that 13 machine. Derek Conley, Hunter Reynolds, and Cody Ober working that 3rd lane. We're coming to 10 laps to go. And now seems like a good time to go 3 wide. It seems justifiable. And Derek Conley's going to try and make it work as he is inching his way closer to the top spot. But things are getting very tight here through the corners. 3 wide at Daytona is fine, but man, when the cars start wiggling, when everyone starts trying to find a little bit of an extra room to get into the corner, well, that's when the craziness starts happening. And Conley does have the lead for the moment, but the outside lane breaking up a little bit through 3 and 4. The 95 of James Mayer in that middle lane has the 13 on his back bumper with Rick Seabrands and Daniel Holloway down on the yellow line.
That's getting dicey. It looked like a good save back there. Wasn't sure who that was. Seen someone get sideways behind the pack. Good save back here. But right here, this is super speedway racing at its finest. They going 3 wide at Daytona. It's go time. We're going to sit back and enjoy the show.
with 9 laps to go. They are on the back stretch, racing 3 wide. How long can you hold your breath? 46.5-second lap times here. I don't even think I can hold my breath for a lap, and we gotta go 8 more times this time around.
Nice move there by that gentleman to get out of the way. He ain't gonna take no chances, and he got down at the apron. That's a gentleman's move right there. Real classy.
Bob Lacavera down on the apron there through the corner. Gonna let the leaders ride it out 3 wide, 4 wide. Really gonna be tough when you introduce a lap car in this situation. So good move there by the cars to get out of the way and let this one play out here in the final few laps of tonight's race. Contact between Mayer and Conley, but everyone holds on to it and we stay racing, we stay green, but that does give the advantage to the inside line. Rick Seabrand's able to motor ahead just a little bit, but the 95 and the 28 coming right back at him. We go through the trial, now 7 laps to go.
Awesome save by Mr. Mayer. This is some skilled driving right here. This ain't Talladega. This Daytona. Ooh, get loose again.
Holloway in trouble, and around goes Casey
Ooh.
Gilchrist. Travis Elliott contact. Chris McCullough in trouble. And the caution flag is going to come out. Travis Elliott getting a piece of that one as well. And McCullough and Elliott make contact. They spin down to the inside. Casey Gilchrist was involved as well. We'll take a look at this one from the spotter stand here. And Mark Vega getting involved. The 013 of Andy Brigante looked like he got a little bit of it. But the caution flag coming out here in the closing stages of this race. And so what that means is we're going to bunch this field up and we're going to let them go once again.
And that was a good 3 wide run. A lot of saves, but that one right there they couldn't save it. But just good hard racing. It's crunch time. Hey, they want an OP win. It means a lot to drivers to get it. So can't blame them. They're out there racing hard and putting on a show for us.
The 4 of Rick Seabrand scored as the race leader. James Mayer in the 95. Second, third, Daniel Holloway, and then Derek Conley in the 28 and 4th. Dave Hunt in the 53, going to round out the top 5. If you remember, Dave Hunt came down pit road all by himself. And somehow, he's found himself in 5th place, so he hit pit road just how he wanted to.
Ended up being a blessing instead of a curse. It also looks like our leader, Rick Seabrand, has some rear end damage. Curious to see how that affects him in the draft. Hopefully, he'll be good to go.
Hunter Reynolds in the 26 gets the wave around. That is going to put him back on the lead lap. So he can get back to racing and getting this race, getting closer to the front. Anything can happen. Keep in mind, I did say I've seen guys from 2 laps down come back and finish in the top 5. So
yes, sir.
You just can't ever give up. And so Reynolds back on the lead lap. One thing you do have to do is be on the lead lap when that white flag falls.
If I'm not a member of SR, that's one guy, the defending champ, I did not want to see get his lap back, because you're right. He'll be probably in that 3rd lane, and you will be dealing with him by race in.
We're going to get the green flag with 3 laps to go. With
They're
3
getting-
laps to go, Jimmy, let's pick your brain a little bit here. Kind of what is your strategy as a driver?
Well, if I'm the 2 leaders and I got a teammate behind me, it being Daytona, I would make someone beat me 3 wide. But if I'm back there, like you said earlier, you don't want to be on that bottom lane because you don't want to get yourself trapped. I'm curious to see if that kid stays put with his teammates down there or if he tries and shake loose. And again, you got to see what Mr. Connolly does. He's pushing Mayer, but who knows? McCullough is going to go to that 3rd lane. So he may go with Chris, and Chris one hell of a pusher. And James may be up there. So also, too, Dave Hunt could watch for them moves up there. That could free him from that bottom with whoever decides to jump up 3 wide. So right now, Daytona, these group of drivers, it's intense right now. And I'm just watching. I'm in the booth with Mr. KR, and I'm excited, ready to see the finish.
Well, the lights are out on the Ford Mustang. We're going to go back to green flag racing this time by. We'll have 3 laps to go. And it is going to be an exciting 3 laps. The 4 and the 95, Rick Seabrands, James Mayer, row 1. Row 2 going to be the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 28 of Derek Conley. Row 3 will be the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 1 of Chris McCullough, who was just involved in that incident that brought out the yellow. But here he is with a little bit of damage to his car, but he decided that he wasn't going to come down pit road to fix it, and now he's going to let it all hang out. Pace car down and away. What could be the final time the green flag drops, and the 4 of Rick Seabrands has to get onto the throttle a little bit slow there. The 21 of Holloway giving him 2 good hard shots. That is going to help propel the 4 just a little bit. James Mayer in the 95 not able to take advantage of how slow the 4 was on that start.
Yes, sir. It looked like both pushers got an excellent start. Curious to see what happens here. They're pushing their hearts out right now. I'm curious to see when Mr. Connolly, if he does decide to go with Mr. McCullough, will it be off of 4 or off of 2?
Here we come off of turn number 4. Drivers looking at the flag stand. They're going to see 2 fingers in the air for 2 laps to go. Robert Duvendak in the 99 trying to get something going in the 3rd lane, but he's deep in the field, finding himself in 15th spot. But if he can make something happen, the outside lane can make up a lot of ground in a hurry.
Looks like we got Mr. Butler with Mr. Duvendak behind him on that 3rd lane. Here they come. It's about to get interesting. Curious to see if Chris might pop up there now.
Gabe Butler in the 88 machine in that 3rd lane, out in front of the 99 of Duvendak, and Duvendak's gonna go around. Big one. We got cars upside down. The 25 was upside down. The 68 was upside down. And the yellow flag is going to come out. We're going to head into our first official green-white checkered attempt. And that was a big one, as there was everyone stacked up together.
It looked like the 27 got a little loose, clipped him. The 3rd lane didn't work out for the 99, but it did work out for Gabe Butler. That's what you call a leapfrog right there. You get up in that 3rd lane, that caution hits, you pass all those spots.
So a big crash here as the field was coming to get the white flag. And a lot of drivers getting involved in this one. But the yellow flag coming out as the 95 of James Mayer was the race leader. Derek Conley in 2nd and Rick Seabrands in 3rd. So with all that being said, I need to take a moment to refill my water bottle. And we're going to step away for a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to set up our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the field is stacked up, we get ready to go green flag racing to bring you the end of this race, our first attempt at a green-white checkered. The 95 of James Mayer on the inside, Derek Conley on the outside for row number 1, Rick Seabrand's Chris McCullough in row number 2, then Daniel Holloway and David Overstreet from Checkered Flag Motorsports for row number 3. Jimmy Crow in the booth with me here as the lights have gone out and we try and draw a close to the season opening race at Daytona as the green flag is out and the 95 and the 28 do everything they can to be the ones to win. Well, how about the other 23 drivers, as we do have 25 still on the lead lap. This is still anyone's race.
Oh yeah, here we go. They're locking bumpers right now. They're going. We got a top lane already forming in the back. Get ready, fans. Hit that like and subscribe button as well. Show your appreciation for what these drivers is doing tonight.
Conley down the backstretch on that outer lane, slides down in front of the 95. Conley looking for one of his first wins in quite a while, the 28 machine. Looking for that white flag coming off at turn number 4. James Mayer making the move to the outside. Here we come to the white flag at the tri-oval. Final lap beginning and Conley leading that lap, but that was not the money lap. We got to go 2.5 more miles. They're starting to stack up. The 63 of Logan Helton into the wall. They are spinning behind them, but this race is going to continue on as we are on the white flag lap. Everyone letting it all hang out. Conley has it down the inside, but the 95 of James Mayer gonna cut down in front of him. Chris McCullough to the outside, not allowing the 28 to make a move. James Mayer might just have his win here in this season opening race. McCullough with a wiggle from the 46, but nobody is gonna make a move on the 95.
Good job, James.
James picks up the race win. Conley brings it home in second, and Rick Seabrand's going to round out the podium. Let's take a moment while these drivers bring it around, and let's take a look at that crash that happened. See if I can find that here. Try and back this up and catch up to it.
And crashes at the end of races like this, it's just hard racing. Everybody wants to win an OP race, and it's just a lot of hard racing.
And the white flag had come out, so no one was interested in slowing down. All that's all understandable. I said Logan Helton was involved. I apologize. That was Robert Duvendak in the 99. But the 95 is your race winner. He picks up the opening race to the season. So with that being said, let's get right into our post-race show and kick it off by talking to our race winner, the 95 of James Mayer. James, you got your ears on, my friend?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, you pick up the win here tonight. Very tough race here as everyone was out for blood, and yet you come out on top of the heap. The 95 looking good in victory lane.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to get a win here early in the season. Tried to keep a clean car all night. Got a little door bang early. When we were three wide there, I got a little crinkle in the fender, but that was good racing. I had a lot of fun.
Well, the 95 does win the first race of the season, almost kind of locking yourself into the championship. But with 16 races and 16 drivers, yeah, you are locked in. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's nice to get the the monkey off the back early and get locked in so we can continue to just have a stress-free, fun season.
Well, man, that was an outstanding race. Any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
All the guys at Alliance, that keep this fun for me. All the guys at OP, Josh, Derek, Alex, and all those guys that put this on and have a good show. We got Precision Matthews on board, so we're excited about that. And you guys up in the booth put on the show.
All right, man. Well, nice job, and what a way to open up your season. Once again, congratulations.
Thanks.
As James Mayer from Alliance Motorsports picking up the first win of the season. Now let's move on to our driver who finished in a second spot. That is the 28 of Derek Conley. And Jimmy, you've caught up with Derek.
Hey, Derek. Hey, awesome finish. You started at the end of the pack, worked your way up to the front, and here you are in second place. Congratulations on a good finish. Tell us about your race, and awesome job all your drivers did for you tonight.
Man, I couldn't ask for a better finish except for one more spot. I mean, it sucks to to come from dead last and not get that win, but P2 on the first race of the season, good stage one finish. I'll take it, especially with a horrible call that I made and put the whole team back way behind the 8-ball at the end of stage 2 to try to stick it out. Then we decided we couldn't. But other than that, I mean, it's great to be back out here. It's great to get a P2. I really wish I hadn't made that call. That way, Jimmy and Hunter, they were having amazing races until I made that call, and then it just their nights were shot after that. But I just got to help them out next week, get them much better finishes. I do want to give a shout out to Hunter, Jimmy, a couple of guys who aren't with us tonight, Josh and Dustin. I want to give a shout out to you all for doing your doing the broadcast again, and everybody that came out to race with us tonight.
Thank you, Derek. I appreciate y'all letting me be in the booth. And hey, long season. I'm sure you'll make it up to them. And like I say, I really enjoyed the show tonight. Again, appreciate OP and appreciate the show y'all put on each and every weekend. Like I say, congratulations on a great recovery and an awesome finish. And
thank you, sir. Thank you. I do got to say one thing though. You all saw those like 8 solid laps of 3 wide, beating and banging, right?
Yes, sir.
That was so fun. I'm sorry, I couldn't not say something about that.
I mentioned it on the broadcast, sir. I said that's mighty fine super speedway racing right there.
All right, so that is Derek Conley, our second place finisher, with an outstanding 3 wide battle in the closing stages of the race. But now let's move on to our third place finisher, and that is the driver of the 4, Rick Seabrands. Rick, you got your ears on, my friend?
Yeah, 10-4.
Rick, you bring this one home third to kick off the season. Tell us a little bit about your race out there tonight.
Oh yeah, great effort here by the Alliance Motorsports Yeti Camaro team, man. It was race was so much fun to run, man. Track conditions were ideal, man. The car was super gripped up, and we could drive it just about anywhere. And it sure did show out there, man. We was 3 wide in the tri-oval and back stretch for many laps, man. That was a lot of fun out there tonight. It was nice to get a little bit of track position late and get up there in the front and mix it up a little bit. And yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Well, Rick, that 4 machine got up front, pretty much stayed up there once you were there, but it wasn't without a couple of door bangs, door dings, and one trip through the infield.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I probably should have used my quick repair a little bit earlier there. You could kind of see it there in the last couple laps there. It was, that spoiler stuck up in the air like that. I couldn't really, it just couldn't get the nose pushed down enough to really push on anybody out front there. And that was a shame. But I mean, there's nothing we could really do. That wreck happened so quick. I think it might have been the 13 that got into us, but it's just part of the deal. I was just happy to get it looped around, not hit the wall, and continue on. You just don't want your night to be over with that early.
Well, it didn't end that early, and you bring it home in 3rd place. So any shout outs or thank yous for this finish?
Just everybody that all the fans at home that are watching. I hope they enjoyed that one, man. That's a great sign for what's to come this season over here. That was a big field and a lot of green flag racing. You guys up at the booth, and all my teammates. Jim, congratulations on the win, and can't wait for next week.
All right, there you go. Rick Seabrands, driver of the number 4, bringing it home in 3rd place. Once again, Rick, congratulations, man.
Thanks, guys.
So there you have it. Our top 3 giving us some great insight into their race, into the season, and what we can expect more of. And Jimmy, I'm going to throw you under the bus here a little bit and get your final thoughts on this one.
Oh, awesome race! It was Alliance Motorsports night. We pulled Mr. Man up in the booth, put him in the Hall of Fame. They come out, they win stage 1. At the end of the race, Mr. Mayor takes the checkered flag. You got Mr. Rick 3rd. You got 2 of the top 3. Awesome start to the OP season. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. And Alliance Motorsports, congratulations. They had a phenomenal season opener. And appreciate getting to be in the booth with you, Mr. KR. Been watching your broadcast, I say, since 2018. And I say, thanks to OP for letting me be in here with you and all everything. Just everybody be safe and look forward for the season.
All right, so there you go. Let's go through the results before we head on home. James Mayer picking up race win number 1 in season 7. He has punched his ticket into the playoffs. He can enjoy 15 races, helping his teammates, doing whatever he wants. All he has to do is get in 7 more races, and he will be officially locked in to the playoffs. Very great news for that driver. Derek Conley brings it home in second. Rick Sebrands rounds out the top step of the podium. Rick Sebrands rounds out the podium. Chris McCullough in 4th. Daniel Holloway 5th. David Overstreet 6th. Dave Hunt in the 53 machine. Going to finish in 7th. Sean Stevens in 8th. Jeffrey Crosby 9th. Logan Helton 10th. 11th goes to Cody Ober. Zach Fritsch in 12th. 13th, Robert Dubendak. Will Weber 14th. Andy Regante 15th. 16th goes to Adam Evans. Travis Elliott 17th. 18th place will go to Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine. And McCarrick had a very up and down race, so finishing on the lead lap. Good news for him. We move on now to 19th, Gabe Butler in the 88. Eric Laurie, Robert Payne, Peter DeBorgia, Aspen Belvin, and Hunter Reynolds in 24th. Casey Gilchrist finishing in 25th. 26th goes to Jimmy Reynolds. David Booth, 27th. 28th, Sean McCara. Alex Green, 29th. Mark Mann, 30th. Bob Lacavera, 31st. Mark Vega, 32nd. Les Levy, 33rd. Dan Harrington, 34th. Rodney Cobb and Randall Cobb going to round out this field in 35th and 36th spot. So thank you all for joining us here tonight. We look forward to seeing you next Monday night at Talladega. So until then, y'all stay safe. Have a good night. And, okay, bye.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.